Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. Om Sakana Bhavatu Sakano Punaktu Sakavidyam Karavavakai Tejasvina Vadidamastuma Vitvishabhakai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvadaya Mrityuve Brahma Vidyacharya Nachiketase Cha. Namaskaram. So we are in the 20th mantra of Vidya Valli of the Prathama Adhyaya of Kathopanishad. What we are doing in these sessions is called Jnana Yajna, Jnana Yogam. Because Jnana Yogam has got three important steps. In fact, only three steps. Shravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam. And this goes perpetually because in Shravanam, we are getting Adhyatma Vidya. Of course, before we come to the Jnana Yogam, we purify our mind by our Bhakta, Shraddha, Karma Anushtanas, everything. With a pure mind, with a peaceful mind, we come to Shravanam. But the Shravanam requires Anusandhanam. Anusandhanam means continuous practice. The prefix Anu means next, continuous, perpetual. Anupallavi, Anucharanam. You follow it up. So you have to listen to read this again and again and again. It sounds like same thing I'm listening again, same thing I'm reading again. But every time you listen and read, it is going to enlarge your understanding of it. Why? Because this is not an intellectual pursuit, but intellect is needed. Why intellect is needed? To prove that it is not an intellectual pursuit. Yeah, because intellect will start removing what is not needed to know, needed to realize. That's what intellect is purpose. But the Atma Chaitanyam, the Prakasham comes in automatically. So somebody sent me a message, that's why I'm responding it. You don't need to feel that it is not graspable. It looks like I understand, but it doesn't stay. But that's exactly the nature of it. Nobody can say, I understand Atma. How can you understand love? The feeling of love is something which is, okay, we put in emotions, but love transcends emotion. So any action that we do, intellectually we pursue that it is done in love, but the realization of love is very internalized. So I hope you had a time to revise the last class, because the 20th mantra, which we saw in the last class, Anoraniyan Makuto Mahiyan Atmasya Jantor Nikido Guhayam Tamak Kriduhu Baschiti Vida Shoko Dhatu Prasadan Makiman Atmanaha. This is a very important mantra. We built a little bit more on this because the rest of the Upanishad is all about expanding on this mantra. So what is this mantra giving us? Just to recap, we spent a good amount of time in the last class. Let's recap. It is giving you Atma Darshanam to you. What is Atma Darshanam? Atma is not something else, but it is you, I. It is showing where I am in me. The very start of this discussion means the I that I know of myself is therefore negated. So this is the premises of Vedanta. Vedantam is about dispelling avidya. Avidya means generally we say ignorance, right? It is not knowing something. It's not like sleepy, lazy, not knowing things. That ajnanam is one part. But avidya is vishamajnanam, viparita jnanam, misapprehension. The whole life, the whole embodied living start with a misapprehension that I am this body, I am this mind, I am this person, I am this child of this parents, spouse of this person, friend of this person, and this is my life. Now, Vedantam is telling you this embodiment, this life that you see, that you have as a jiva, and the bhavam as a jiva bhavam is as good as an actor acting on a stage, as an inspector today, a king tomorrow, a servant next day. So he may carry the acting experience from one role to other as a vasana, but he does a different role at different time and a different stage. So this is a stage in this world. You play a role, you do the role well. So Vedantam is not saying don't play this role. Play this role well. Be a good husband, good father, good employer, good employee, good boss. So understand all that you need to be that person because you want to do that. But you do as an act. Performance. Perform. Whatever the form you have, as per you do the role. That's called perform. So today, if you're listening now, your performance as a performer of a student, as a disciple, as a shishya, like that. Okay, I do all this. I have a lot of knowledge, lot of skills. I do my role well. Now, how am I going to really know who I really am? Then you come to Vedanta. So this is what it is saying. So that real you in you is Atma. Now, how do you say Atma? Who gave the name? Some rishis give this very, dreadfully, because you cannot name it. How can you name it? It's anamika. But for us to hold on to it, some nama, Atma, like Shiva, Rama. What is there in a name? Rama. What is that? So the relevance and the venerable upasana is what we add to this. So Atma is just a sound, shabdam. That shabdam is to denote that the true nature of it. That true nature of yourself, to know it, you must have Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam. Okay. In this mantra, what did it say? Anoraniyan Magudo Mahiyat. This Atma, if you look at the last line, Mahimanam Atmanaha. Tam Atmanam Atman Mahimanam. Mahiman means the glory. Atmanaha. The glory of yourself. The supreme nature of yourself. You would know. Pashyati. You will know it. How can you know it? It's unknowable, right? But this phrase again, the know is just a temporary phrase for us to indicate that you will realize it. Let's just take it, you know it. Because if you see it, it becomes a Vishaya. You cannot see it. You want that. But this is what even Vedas are struggling to define this. We take it. We take it right now to see it. So you can see the glory of Atma, that is, you see yourself as a supreme Atma. Therefore, you give Vita Shokaka. You are free from all the fear. All this, that means you can attain mukti. That means you can do any role. You can even born as a butcher. You can born as a Ravana, no problem. You still be independent, happy. Because you play a role. When you play a role, there is no papam, there is no punyam. When a soldier kills somebody, it's not a sin. Where is ahimsa come? No. You play a role. Your role is to protect. So you are beyond your prayojanam, your sankalpam, your desires. You do a duty. You understand? This is very important to understand. Ahimsa is not an unconditional doctrine of Sanatana Dharma. It's not like Jainism, where ahimsa at all count is necessary. No. Because if you do that, you don't think God is good always. Goodness is God. Because we want goodness. God is beyond goodness and badness. If a Hitler prays that I want power to destroy the world, God will bless him. Because that's what he wants. Then you need Gandhis to come in the world to pray that there will be peace prevail. God will bless them. So you need to have dharma samsthapanarthaya, number one. So God comes there to help those who try to balance it out. So they never complain, never have a statement that, is there a God? If God is there, why there is poverty? God has nothing to do with poverty or richness. Everything is same. Because God is in poverty, God is in filth, God is in glory. God is everywhere. So this is, so you can see where it is taking you. It's taking you to transcend all these imbalances in life. Therefore, shokam, you leave. So, okay, I understand. I want to be in the state. Tell me what is this Atma and where I can find it. It says Atma is smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. Contradiction. We saw that last verse. How can it be something bigger than the biggest and smaller than the smallest at the same time? Kanchi Paramacharya made this very simple. And he says in one of his lectures, if you go and ask a lady about her well-being, and she says, look, this is my son. There's no one bigger than him, older than him, and there's no one younger than him. What does it mean? It means he's the only son. So nothing bigger, nothing smaller. I mean, there is only one. There is only God. There is only Brahma. There is only Atma. So this is one interpretation. Okay? Then another way you can resolve this. See, because I am going to now try to see my Atma inside, and you're going to do the same thing. So everybody has got something to inside. So there is a kind of a containment of Atma into some embodiments, right? There also you can take the same rule. Noraniyan means it is the smallest in the smallest. That means if you take a mosquito, there is an Atma inside. An amoeba, there's an Atma inside. A mammoth elephant, there's an Atma inside. A small man, Atma. A big man, Atma. White man, Atma. Black man, Atma. So that means in all Jivarasis, Atma is there. That means Ishavasyam idagum sarvam. See, that's a second understanding. Let's go a little bit further. The third understanding is, if you say like this, like, what is time? Oh, science says, oh, time is from which you measure something. Measure what? Measure the speed. But speed requires distance by time. Well, time is anirvachaniyam, indefinable. Because time is not a vishayam. Time is just illusion. Just borrow this word right now. So same way, Atma cannot define it, cannot measure it. Avishaya. It is not an object. If it's not an object, means there is no words that can define it. It cannot be having any kriya, cannot be any bhoga. I mean, it is pure sakshi. This is pure awareness. It is pure consciousness. Consciousness is something which, science is also really contemplating for many, many years. For many decades it will do. It will never find an answer to it. But they have moved from where they started. If you read science magazines, it will tell you about how consciousness was negated. There is no consciousness. Then say, oh, there is a consciousness. But it's a brain function. So they dissect the brain and they do that. And then they made the theories that if there's a lot of neurons and neuron connections, that's where the consciousness should reside. So they look for evidence of it, where this kind of dense neurons are there, neural connections are there. But actually, if you look at it, the density of neurons is not in the brain itself. It is in the back of the brain, the cerebellum, which is that is hanging behind the brain. That's where billions of cells are there, billions of trillions of connections are there. But for many people, the cerebellum can be non-functional. You can still survive. You can live normally. But they have consciousness. So it is the theory of dense neural connections create an illusionary state of affairs and this consciousness that goes down the hell. Then in the later years, they went on more, they used the apparatus like TESS, EEG, and map all this. And they identified in the thalamus, if you hit something, you become unconscious. Therefore, that is a conscious place. And then they realize, maybe not, but that's just a plug point. So if you touch that cell and if you make it unconscious, that means the plug is removed, not the source of power. Oh, consciousness may be in all the body, cell memory. Each cell has got its own memory, own processing time. So that means, is consciousness inside or in consciousness we exist? I'm not talking Vedanta, I'm talking science. So they bring out integrated information theory, illusionist theory, and they say consciousness is there in electron, in achetanam, in all the non-living, non-animated being, there's a consciousness. So science is struggling what the rishis have surpassed before. So here we use this word consciousness just to give you an English word for it, but I would say Chaitanyam, Atma. That gives you the awareness of it. So that is what is there. Okay. Where is it? Nihito Guhayam, in the heart of heart. Here the heart is not the physical heart. Maybe it is, I don't know. It's a heart which, just to figure it out, they say it is somewhere in the right side of your body, and there's a little space there. Now, all this is a kind of a definition, is to make you have a bhavana so that you can focus your mind. And Atma is everywhere. How can it be inside? This is like electricity is everywhere. It comes in the light, in the bulb. So it is pointing out the unfused bulb that illumines your consciousness is in your heart of heart. You can realize it. Okay, but I can't. I can't. Every time I close my eyes and so many things come in, I can't. I try yoga, I tried pranayama, I close my eyes, control my breathing. It gives me some peace, but I can't see. I listen to a lot of lectures, Atma Jnana lectures. No. Right. Then comes the important phrase. Tamakrudu pashyati. Who can see it? Who can realize it? Akraduhu. Kraduhu is one who has got a lot of activities. Akraduhu is one who does not do any activities. It's not talking about the lazy person. It is about those who perform activity as a performance, as an action without attachment. Nishkama karma hai. Kama sankalpa rahita hai. Why is this? You see, now you should connect this to the why Bhagavan spent time in the 3rd chapter in Bhagavad Gita about Karma Yoga. He labors upon Karma Yoga. Many Pandits will say Bhagavad Gita is all about Karma Yoga, nothing else. Some will say, no, it's all about Bhakti, nothing else. Some say, no, all the stepping stone is about Jnanam, something else. It is about Atma. It's all about Atma, which has been revealed in chapter 2. And then everything else is expansion. But karma is more important. Karma yoga is important. Karma sannyasam is important. Why? 2 reasons for that. Because when you are in this journey of Jiva Yatra, you live in this world. The world has to be a conducive place. Dharma rakshanam has to be done. Dharma rakshanam requires karma. Karma requires dravyam. Dravyam requires yearning. So for you work, yearn, do charitable cause, do all those things. That's number one. But if you do that with purity of heart, the heart becomes clean. The mind becomes clean. The mind becomes clean, you are able to see. See, that means my seeing upakarnam is what? Is mind. Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Sangalpa Prabhavan Kamam Satyatva Sarvana Sheshadaha Manase Vendriye Kramam Viniyamya Samantadaha. In 6th chapter, Sangalpam creates desires, actions. But you take a Sangalpam to do action without desires. And if you do that, your senses will be take a break. Tyaktva sarvain. Abandon. Tyaktva means tyagam. Give up all the desires. Then what happened? Sanai sanaihi rupramet buddhyatati prahidaya. Slowly, 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 in your heart, Atma samsthitam manakritva. You will start realizing the Atma. Bhagavan exactly translate, expand this akrituhu of this word. Therefore, karma yoga is important. Making the mind clear is important. Now, I want to spend some time on this because if you, by God's grace, if you do go for the, no, I think next 3 more verses. In the next class, we'll finish this Adhyaya. In this, so I finish. And if you do go for the next Adhyaya, by God's grace, this mantra is important. This forms the baseline of thing. So you pashyati. So let's take the pashyati kriya padam. I see it. Okay. Let's keep the Advaitam aside. So I am going to see myself. Okay. Let's take that. To see that, my mind has to be pure. So what is the insight you get from this? I have to see you means my glass have to be pure. I need to clean my glasses. That means mind is my instrument to see. So, of course, we always think mind is inside and we are seeing inside. Okay, let's take it like this. Nigidam guhayam. So if mind is like a surface of the water, Atma is in the base of the water. I mean, I must go down and look at it. So when I step into the water, my feet provoke the mud to come up. I see the mud coming there. My water is sanchalam. It get ripples, waves, dirt, filth. I can't see anything. That means my manas is not pure. So my manas should not have sanchalam. The water has to be still. There shouldn't be any mud. So I do all that. Now I am able to see. You see? That's what it's saying. But there is another thing. See, in Shastras, Advaitam does not give you any specific approach to do this, to realize this self. Same thing repeats again, Mananam, Pratishyasnam. But the Acharyas who came afterwards of Shankara, they use a Yukti Pramanam, they come with new ideas to illustrate things. Of which one important school called Vivarana school, and they have this idea of Pratibimbavadam. Just to teach you, see, all the examples in Vedanta should be only used to climb that step. See, if you need to take a step, and that means you need to put your leg up there and go up there and go up there. So each example is like a leg up. So once you reach the top, you don't need any example. Okay, if you keep your leg up, you'll fall down. So take the example for that. So the Pratibimbavadam is, if I take a mirror, I look at myself in the mirror. That's the only way I can see my face, because I can't see my face. I don't know how I look. I can only look at the mirror. When I look at the mirror, what do I see? We say, I see myself. Now we need to be perfect in Vedanta. No, I don't see myself. I see a pratibhimbam of myself. Understand? So even a simple thing, I can't even see my face, means how can I see my Atma? So I can only see a pradi of it. So I see a pratibhimbam here. Now I look at the face. Oh, there is some dirt. What do? I go and clean my forehead because there is a dirt here. Then the dirt goes away. But imagine I see a dirt in the pratibhimbam. I go and clean the glass. Then also I become pure. Then I realize if the mirror is pure, the purity of my face comes out. So what I do before I see myself in the mirror every day, I make sure it is clean, perfect. So that, and also it's no concave or a convex. If I have a concave mirror or convex mirror, it'd be distorted image. You don't want that. It's funny. You want to see it as it is. That means your mind has to see things as it is. That means your mind has to be pure. Whenever we gossip, whenever we complain about somebody else, we should think about it, because would you like anybody to gossip about you? Would you like anybody to criticize you? Would you like anybody to come and give lie to you? Would you like anybody to steal your things? Would you like anybody to be rude to you? No. If I am a thief, would I have anybody, a partner who is a thief, who is not truthful to me? No. See, no matter what you are, who you are, you want only dharmic association from others. That means you have to be the same thing. The samanya dharmam should be exactly what you are expecting others to do to you, you must do to others. So I don't want anybody to look at me because my face is like this, it's not smiling, therefore I am a rude person. No, my face is like this, but I am a very loving person. Please don't make opinion on me. That means you want you to be seen as plain as you are. That means you must see others exactly like this. See, Vedantam is not only for mukti, it is for the performance. We should take the insights from this. So I must clean my mind. There are a lot of lessons for me how to clean my mind. So if I clean my mind, I can see my mirror. Let's take a little bit bigger example. The sunlight is there. The light hits the wall. So I can see this wall in front of me. There's a wall. The wall exists because the light is there. The wall in the darkness, the wall is not known to me. So when the light exposes the wall, therefore the light is in the wall, I see the wall. Okay. Now I realize the light comes from the sun. Then I take a little mirror and show to the sun. Then I see a prakasham comes on this wall from this mirror, more denser than this sunlight, reflected mirror. Now, Sometimes it looks like sun. It can even burn things. The same sun, which is not burning the piece of paper, when I put a glass, it goes and burns it. That means the big sun which hits the big wall, when it comes to this little glass, its intensity is more. But can you say it is different from the sun? No. It is sun. It reflects. That is a bimbam. This is a pradibimbam. In the wall, it is projected. Both are projected. Understand? You have to be with me on this. It's a wall. Sunlight shows the wall. All its blemishes are known because sunlight is there. Posters are there. Paints are there. Now there is a mirror reflects the sunlight. Then I see the light. I move the mirror here and there. The light goes here and there. Is it the sun going here and there? No. But it is sun. It's sunlight. Well, but it is a pratibimba. But both on the same wall. Now, if you understand so far, this wall is my embodiment. My body, take it for example. It becomes alive. It is known to others. You see me because there's a prakasham in this body that is coming from the sunlight in the wall. Hey, I'm not just that person. I can think, I can speak, I can move here, I can go there, go there. This wall is moving, the wall is shining, the wall is thinking, talking. That is the manas sukshma sarira. So there is a body of gross and there's a body of sukshma sarira. There are two chaitanyams I see. The sun and the reflection. Bimbam and pradibhimbam. Let's use a technical word for it. When the sunlight is there, when I remove this mirror, for example, the wall is there. If I ask you, show me the sunlight in the wall, can you show me? Say, no. Sunlight. Don't look at the wall. Look at the sky. Sunlight is there. It's a wall. Where is the sunlight? I completely forget. The wall is known to me because there is a light on the wall. But I can't see the light. I can only see the wall. Nobody sees a light in anything else. We see things. I see computer, I see table, I see house, I see tree. I don't see the light because our mind is focused on the Vishayam. But if I reflect the light on the wall, then you can say, yeah, I can see this. You see now, the gross you cannot see. The sukshma manas is representing the pradibhimbam I can see. So it is much easier in a way to do upasana on the mind because mind controls the body. Now, the technical terms is Dhyaranya gives this one. The sunlight on the wall is not seen, but that shows the wall. It's called a Kutastha Brahmam, Kutastha Atma, Kutastha Chaitanyam. Brahmam, Atma, Chaitanyam, all the same thing. Kutastha means darkness, Guhayam, unknown, unseen. But one that is see. It's called Chitabhasham. So one I see is the Kutastham, which is which is consciousness I cannot see. Other one is uh, you can say Atma Chaitanyam or Chitabhasham, which is the intellect, it goes around. I don't want to go detail right now. The Chitabhasham is further sublimation of it. Chit Abhasham. Chit means the Chaitanyam, the Kodastha, the sunlight. That's a Chit. Abhasham, not the Tamil Abhasham. Tamil Abhasham means vulgar. Sanskrit Abhasham means uh, simulating, behaving like, simile, illustration, bogus. If I behave like you, then I am being an Abhasham. So what does this mirror thing? Mirror thing, it's a light, it's a sun. It says, I burn you. I can do all that. The mind thinks, I am that, I am this, I do. So it is thinking the light is natural quality of myself. Knowledge is my own. I am the one doing, I am the karta, I am the bhokta. That behavior of this being is an apasham because it is not true. And I am dead. What happened? No. So this is a kind of behavior as if I know everything and I am that of Chaitanyam. Therefore, it's called Chitabhas. Now, Yamadharmaraja here indicating Akrataku Pashyati. That means he is giving you this Pradibimbavadam to do that. Well, okay. If you take, I can understand this. So there is a kind of a light. So I have two lights in me, inner consciousness, and there is a mind, conscious mind and consciousness. So I am only associated with the conscious mind. People talk awareness. So yeah, I'm aware you exist. So it is a thought. That's a conscious mind, Chidabhasam, that cannot exist unless there is a consciousness in me. Where is the consciousness? Consciousness is always there, on which conscious mind creates vritti like a blip. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Thoughts comes in. When a thought comes in, the brain picks up everything, create a shape of vritti, thought, and you realize that. Between a thought coming and going, what am I? I am still pure awareness. Why I do not know anything? Because awareness is aware of nothing. So nothingness is the Vishaya of awareness. In the deep sleep, mind is not working. Everything is shut down. Nothingness. You can do the other way. So now, remember what I'm saying now. We will recall it when in detail when you go to the second chapter. So the embodiment, the wall is called upati. The mirror is called upati. Upati is an inanimate prakriti. That's also Atma. We'll go back later. Today we are going to talk about Chaitanyam, Chetat and Chetana. So this upati is on which the consciousness comes in. See, there is some lack in this example, because we are going to say some stage, the reflected light is same as sunlight. Jivo Brahma Naparaha. The Jivam Ishvara is one. Advaita Vedantam says this, and many Pandits say no to it. How can a reflected light be the sun? The Tatparyam, it may look like same, but it is not the same, because it is limited in power. How can a wave be ocean? So to argue against this, there is another school of Advaita, Bahmati school, where they bring in avacheta. Avacheta means limitedness. The example they take there is, look at this cup or a pot. Famous is mud pot, right? The pot and the very simple examples in Vedanta, the rope and the pot and things like that. You ever take a mud pot, and mud pot is pot because of what? Because it's called there are 5 things for any existence. It exists, asti, bhadi, priti, namarup. Satchit anandam namarup. There is an existence of a shape. And the shape has got a name, namarupa, existence asti. Bhati, so you are aware, you can see it. Priti, an attachment. But if you really look at it, the pot exists as a pot because there is a shape of space inside the pot. So we normally look at the pot shape and it contains a space. Look differently. This pot-like space exists, therefore there's an upati, which is a mud. So when I say bring the pot, so you bring the pot, actually what you're bringing is, you are bringing the space inside the pot. Correct? This is not just an argument. Just think about it. No, I don't bring the space. I just bring, if I bring water, you can understand very easily, but space is an important example. Because I cannot say that space when I was standing there and I am here with this pot and this space are not different. Oh, I said, oh, is that so? Break the pot. What happened to the space in the pot? Hey, it is not different from the space outside. See, the example quickly tells you, even though the space inside the pot, avachetanam, that means it's been constrained, limited by this pot. And therefore, it gives a shape. It could be a pot, it could be a cup, it could be anything. Different shapes cause different space. It doesn't mean it to be 3-dimensional. It is 2-dimensional. Every letter you read, because there's a space. There's a gap. If you remove all the gaps, all the letters get collapsed. You see nothing. You see a window exists because there's a gap. If you remove the gap, there's no window. There's no house. Nothing exists if there's no space. So space is not emptiness, therefore. You understand? This is what Buddhas got wrongly. Buddha's Sishyas got wrongly. Space is not emptiness, but paripurnatvam. The limitation of space creates nama rupam asti bhati. So we have to take this both Pratibimba to understand in our mind that there are 2 kinds of awareness. Please don't mistake me, there are not 2 kinds of awareness. This is all just example. Like, green color is blue and yellow, I think. But when you see a green color, it's only green color. But there are blue and yellow. Inseparable, but they are there. It's only one color. But there could be a blue aspect to it, yellow aspect to it. So in Chaitanyam, I'm just Chaitanya Rupam, Atma Rupam, Atma. But if you look at it, it can be seen into a two level, a conscious mind and pure consciousness. It's the same with Ishvara. When Ishvara is Brahman, he is Adhyashtanam, Brahma Chaitanyam it's called. But an Ishvara has got Maya, that means Ishvara is seen with Shakti, create the prabhavam of the Prakriti. He is Ishvara Maya, Shuddha Maya, Ishvara Chaitanyam. So Brahma Chaitanyam is Nirguna Brahman. Ishvara Chaitanyam is Shaguna Brahman. Same way, Kudastham is my real Atma. But they're exactly same. So all these different types of Atma Chaitanyam types, it's not there are four. No, it's only one. I am the father, I am the brother, I am a friend, depending on how I am looked at. So here, this mantra, therefore, gives you that. Now, how do I contemplate on this? So let's take some layered approach to the embodiment. You must recall what we discussed in Patanjali Yoga before. It may come to memory. So the Atma Chaitanyam, this ever illuminating consciousness is there in the Hridayam. When on that layer, if there is this avidya, the upati, avidya, comes in, the mirror comes in, the reflected light comes in. So the layer over that is this Chaitanyam seen through the avidya. So if you understand, just follow me. That means if I need to see the Atma Chaitanyam, I need to transcend avidya. The transcending avidya, this avidya is not just intellectual process, I told you. Avidya is Maya. So you need anugraham of Devi. That's the reason why whatever we do, Vartatrishati, Chandi Homam, all this we do along with Veda Parayanam is, we need anugraham of Devi. She has to say, okay, child, see the true nature of me. She can remove this. This embodiment is called Sri Puram, Brahmapuram. So the Vidya is covering that. When it is seen in the avidya, there rises prana. So this Sub-Zero is the Adhyashtanam is Chaitanyam. On top of it, the avidya. When the Chaitanyam is seen through avidya, there comes the prana shakti, Ishvara, prana shakti. So in a deep sleep, when you are there, what you have, you are just with that layer, prana shakti layer. You have the Chaitanyam there, you have the avidya covering it, you have prana shakti running. The prana shakti is Ishvara. Brahman is Parameshwaran is Mahaprana, Samashti, it is Vyashti. Then, whatever the grace comes in, this illumination, reflected consciousness from the avidya, touches the topmost layer of the mind. Mind is the upadhi. That is, topmost layer is a very reflective layer because there is no vritti. It reflects and becomes buddhi. It illumines buddhi. The moment buddhi is illumined, like the sun hits the, see, I cover this mirror with a cloth, I remove the cloth, sun hits it, and there's a light comes in. Buddhi comes in. The buddhi comes in. The buddhi comes in because of our vasanas and avidyas. Buddhi says, I am light. I am knowledge. I was just sleeping. I was resting. I now got up. The Jagrata is real. I am this person. Buddhi creates manas, sanchalam. The manas creates vritti, thoughts. Thoughts creates objects. Object creates the world. So I create a lokam. Lokam is the domain of experience just by the illuminating lights, the reflected consciousness in my buddhi. I am completely lost because I only know when the buddhi comes in. Before that, I have no idea. All this nice to hear. When I was sleeping, I don't know I was sleeping. Only after got up, I know I was sleeping. Thanks to my buddhi. So buddhi is important. That's why we say buddhi is buddhiman. And we mistake buddhi as an intellectual machine. Intellect is just an upakarnam for the buddhi. Buddhi is a supreme reflective surface because that is where pashyati, the light can be seen. Because buddhi is connected to the mind, thoughts can be visualized in this world. Therefore, the safest or the only place where I can realize my true nature is not in the mind, which is full of sanjalam, muddy water, but on the buddhi, which is achalam. See, what is the difference between buddhi and mind? This is pustakam. That is buddhi. Is it a pustakam or is it a wood? I don't know. It is manas. So they are not different. Buddhi is a determining faculty of the mind. Therefore, I need to be at the buddhi layer. That means I need to have the prana shakti to be there. So, with the prana shakti is what creates my thought process. A control of prana shakti and the focus on the buddhi gives me the opportunity to realize myself. So, control of prana is all the yoga you do. Control of mind is all the dhyanam you do. Cleaning out the mind, you do all the seva. So the anugraham of the Guru and Ishvara, you do the Shravanam and Stuti. You see, now you can bundle all those parameters, tool set given Vedas for this simple purpose. It is not to attain a lottery ticket winning or anything like that. They're all just byproduct. To see your true nature. Understand? This awakening is called true awakening. And this true awakening, there is everything in Vedas, no, it doesn't make it difficult. It's find it difficult because you try to understand by your logic. Logic will fail. You have to understand. How do you understand love? You cannot understand love. You must love people. You must love somebody and enjoy the love. Like this, you must soak yourself into it to realize it. But that kind of love, that kind of clarity requires the top layer of the mind to be unpolluted. What pollutes the mind? Panchaklesham. So the klesham, before it comes, and there is a time. That time is when you are coming from the sushupti, the deep sleep when you get up, like when you are blossoming like a flower. The fraction of few seconds, buddhi alone comes out before the mind comes and corrupts it. Buddhi is the Brahman. It's called a Brahma Muhurta. The Jnanis have found out the Brahma Muhurtam happens at particular sunrise, sunset time frame, 3:30 to 4:30 in the morning or something like that. Because there you are rising from the buddhi, which is coming from Chaitanyam to Avidya to Prana to buddhi. If you miss it, the mind gets agitated, you go through the dream cycle, the dream comes in the morning. Many times when you get up after 4:30, you always get up after some dreams. The dreams you may realize or not realize it. You always have dreams. Because what's happening is mind is doing sanchalam. Sometimes it is recognizable. You say, oh, I had a dream in the morning, early morning, and you go and look for the prayojanam for it. But if you missed out the Brahma Muhurtam, you always get up from the layers above buddhi, mind, kalmisham. That's the reason why when you get up after that, you don't feel positive. So the understanding is try to get up at the Brahma Muhurta time. It's difficult to do, but it is really giving you some motivation. You do the japam, you do parayanam. Or best thing is to do anusandhanam. Listen to the shravanam in the morning. Just buddhi will capture that. So in this mantram, I wanted to finish 2 more. Let's see. Just take 5 minutes. So this is why this mantram is important, that it is showing you where the Atma is. When you do this, when you do puja, right? You do the puja, and then next day, you have to clean up this thing. You get a punar puja you do. And you take you call it nirmalyam, right? Nirmalyam is what is Swami's dravyam, you go to discard them. What normally they do is that they take the nirmalya pushpam and say, put in the right, Devo Devalayaha, Prakta Jivo Devasanadanaha, Tajet Ajnana Nirmalyam, Sokam Babena, Bhujayat. You say that. So what is the nirmalyam? It is not the flower. Nirmalyam is just discard. Tajet ajnana nirmalyam. Devo devalayams. This body is the temple of God. Atma's palace. From this, I worship the body. But I remove from this body the ajnanam. The nirmalyam is, even though the flower is called nirmalyam, this is the ajnanam, I remove it. That means what I did was Satyanarayana Puja, Rama Puja, Lakshmi. I put Atma Puja. It is the Atma that I worship. The Atma I want to realize, because the Atma is Jivo Ishvara Napada. So I think I'll stop it here. This happened to be another elaboration of the mantra 20 itself. I think we can keep on talking about it for many days to come. So we will stop it. So maybe I need 2 classes. The next class we do 21, 22, and then the following we complete with 23, 24, 25. Or we try to see if you can finish in 1 or 2 classes. That finishes the Prathama Adhyaya of Kathopanishad. Thank you. Om Sahana Bhavatu.
Om Sahana Bhavatu.
Sahanau Bhunaktu.
Sahanau Bhunaktu.
Sakaviryam Karavavakai.
Sahaviryam Karavavahi.
Tejasvinavadidamastu.
Tejasvinavadhitamastu.
Ma Vitvishavahai.
Ma Vidvishavahi.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om
Om
Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om Tatsat.
Hari
Om.
Om Tat Sat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Raj.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
Thank you.
think